Morning sunlight spilled across the rolling fields of wheat, casting a golden hue over the Dawson family farm. Emily Dawson, a quiet, hard-working teenager, rose before dawn every day to help her father feed the animals. She wasn't the kind of girl who sought attention. Her world revolved around school, chores, and her sister Lily, who had recently moved back home after years of military service. The other kids in town, however, never saw past Emily's muddy boots and simple clothes. They whispered when she walked by, mocking her accent and the rough calluses on her hands. To them, she was just a farm girl, someone beneath their world of designer clothes and city trends. But Emily didn't care. Her strength came from silence, her pride from work. Yet, deep inside, she carried a growing storm. One afternoon after school, that storm was tested. A group of local bullies, Mark, Tyler, and Brooke, decided to corner her behind the gym. They threw taunts about her smell, her old truck, and the way she spoke. When Emily ignored them, Mark shoved her hard against the wall. "You think you're better than us, country girl," he sneered. Emily bit her lip, her eyes glinting with restrained anger. She wanted to fight back, but she'd promised her father to never cause trouble. As she grabbed her backpack and walked away, they laughed behind her. What none of them knew was that Emily's twin sister, Lily, the woman they had never met, had once fought in places where silence meant life or death. And when Lily learned what had happened, the bullies' laughter would die faster than a whisper in the wind. Lily Dawson had returned home only a week ago after completing her final mission with Delta Force, an elite unit known for operations that never made the news. To most, she was just Emily's older sister by 3 minutes, but to those who knew her past, she was a legend in uniform. She had spent years in deserts and jungles, rescuing hostages and dismantling threats that ordinary soldiers couldn't face. The scars on her knuckles told stories she'd never share. For Lily, coming home was supposed to be peace, a chance to heal, to rebuild fences, and to reconnect with her sister. That peace shattered the moment she saw Emily come home crying, her hands trembling as she tried to hide the bruise on her arm. "Who did this?" Lily asked, her tone low and measured. Emily shook her head, whispering, "It doesn't matter, I just want to forget." But Lily's instincts were different. Years of combat had trained her to read fear the way others read faces. That night, Lily drove into town, parking near the high school. She watched from the shadows as the same group of bullies gathered at the local diner, laughing and recording pranks on their phones. Her heart didn't beat with rage, it beat with precision. "They picked the wrong girl," she muttered. The farm girl they thought they broke had a protector unlike anyone they'd ever seen. The next day, she planned to visit the school, but not as a sister. As a lesson. The following morning, Lily dressed in worn jeans and an old jacket, blending in as she walked onto the school grounds. She waited near the back fence, leaning against a tree as Emily approached. "You shouldn't be here," Emily whispered nervously. Lily smiled faintly. "Just making sure my little sister has a good day." Within minutes, the same bullies appeared again, ready for their routine of torment. Mark snatched Emily's hat, tossing it between Tyler and Brooke as they laughed. Before Emily could react, Lily stepped forward, her tone sharp as a blade. "Give it back." The laughter died instantly. Mark turned, sizing up the stranger. "Who are you?" "Her babysitter." Lily's smile didn't fade. "Something like that." When he didn't move, Lily closed the distance in a blink. She snatched the hat from Tyler's hand, spinning him gently to the side with a move so quick and controlled that he stumbled but didn't fall. "You think bullying makes you strong?" she asked calmly. "Try standing up for someone instead." Mark lunged forward, furious, but before he could touch her, Lily pivoted and trapped his wrist in a painful hold, twisting just enough to drop him to his knees. The crowd that had gathered gasped. "Stop!" Emily cried, terrified that her sister would take it too far. Lily released him instantly, crouching down to his level. "Next time you touch my sister," she whispered, "remember this moment. Because mercy is a choice." Word of what happened spread through the school like wildfire. No one knew who the mysterious woman was, but rumors grew. Some said she was an ex-cop, others said special forces. What mattered was that the bullying stopped overnight. But Lily wasn't done. She wanted them to understand why kindness mattered more than fear. That evening, Lily invited the bullies to the farm. Emily protested, terrified of what might happen, but Lily reassured her, "I'm not here to hurt them. I'm here to teach them." When Mark and his friends arrived, they expected anger, but instead found Lily waiting by the barn with a calm expression. She handed each of them a bucket. "You broke someone's spirit for fun," she said softly. "Now you'll learn how much strength it takes to build something." For hours, she had them help repair the barn fence, haul hay, and feed the horses. Every time one complained, Lily reminded them, discipline is not punishment, it's purpose. By sunset, they were exhausted and silent. As they sat on the porch, Lily told them the truth. "I've seen men who thought strength was about power. They all learned the hard way that real strength comes from protecting, not destroying." Her voice was calm but firm, echoing the wisdom of years in battlefields no one would ever know. Mark finally looked up, guilt on his face. "We didn't know she had a sister like you." Lily smiled faintly. "You don't need a sister like me to do the right thing. You just need a heart." Emily, standing nearby, felt tears well up, not from pain this time, but pride. That night, as the bullies drove away, they weren't laughing. They were quiet, thoughtful, changed. Weeks passed, and life on the Dawson farm found its rhythm again. Emily walked through the school halls with newfound confidence, not because her sister fought for her, but because she'd learned to stand tall on her own. The bullies kept their distance, but more than that, they began standing with her, helping others who were once targets too. Lily returned to her quiet routines, fixing fences, mending tools, and watching the sun dip behind the hills. One evening, Emily joined her on the porch. "You didn't just protect me," she said softly. "You changed them." Lily smiled, her eyes reflecting the fading light. "Change doesn't start with fear," she said. "It starts with understanding." In town, people began talking about the Dawson sisters, the quiet farm girl and her mysterious twin who taught a lesson no one would forget. Rumors turned into admiration, whispers turned into respect. And somewhere deep in those golden fields, where the wind carried stories of courage and redemption, the legend of the Delta Force sister lived on. Not as a tale of violence, but as one of strength, compassion, and unbreakable family. Because sometimes, the most dangerous warriors are not those who fight wars, but those who fight for love, justice, and the people they call home.